How you guys doing? And today I do want to talk about some channel news, I guess you could say. Not exciting, not anything like big, I guess. But I do want to say some stuff, and before I get on with this live commentary, I do want to apologize ahead of time if I am stuffy at all, or if I sound kind of weird. I have been down with I guess a cold for a couple of days now. So my voice has been stuffy, my nose has been runny and all that. But I do want to apologize for that. And what I want to talk about is what's going to happen in the near future for this channel. This channel is obviously going to stay active. I'm obviously going to keep posting videos. But the problem is it might not be as often as I would like to. Only because the way I was posting before, I was out of school and out of work, so I wasn't busy at all. So I had all this time on my hands. I had a whole day to make a whole video, and that made it a lot less stressful. But now I am back in school, and I'm gonna be back to work after spring break, which is next week. So I'll have school from whatever it is, 8 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'll go to work, and then I'll come home, which I guess when I go to work, I go from work, I pretty much go home, get ready, go straight to work, and then I don't get out until 10. And that's like an everyday thing. So I'm going to like school 8 to 3, going home, going to work till 10 o'clock. And when I go back to work, those are going to be my days. That's going to be school, work, and then I'll get home at 10 o'clock. So whatever I do, I will have to scrunch in within like an hour or two after I get home from work, which I know it sucks. I'm not going to have a lot of time on my hands to do pretty much anything for video-wise. I mean, I'll still bring you guys videos. I'll stay up late. I'll do the work. That's not a problem with me. It's just, it doesn't give me a lot of time. And some days, if I do get overly busy, like I come home and I have a lot of homework or something from school, then there might not be a video some days. So during the school week, it is going to be hard, and especially during the weekends, because weekends, when I do work, my work also takes up my weekends too. They seriously schedule me from 10 a.m. in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. And then after 8 o'clock at night, I will honestly just feel like cashing out, just chilling, laying down in bed. Which, of course, I'm still going to bring you guys videos. That's guaranteed, because I love doing this. I started up recently, and ever since then, I guess it's been a hobby for me. I mean, I know I just picked it up, so I can't really call it a hobby because I haven't been doing it for too long. But this YouTube thing, man, it's pretty freaking cool if you ask me. So I want to apologize in advance. I won't be having a ton of videos coming up. I mean, I'll still be posting maybe a video every other day, and if I can, I will try to still pump out videos pretty much every day. And the days that I don't pump out videos, of course I will be streaming. I always post a video up saying, hey guys, what's up? Yeah, I'm streaming, and I'll tell you guys that I'm streaming. But if you guys wonder why I don't have a video up a certain day, like say I have a video up Monday and I skip Tuesday and I go up Wednesday, that's probably because I streamed on Tuesday. So if you guys wondering why there's a video skip or something, or there's a day in the calendar where there's not a video, obviously I'm streaming. But back to why I had all the time that I did to make videos. I mean, I guess I started at the end of me being quote-unquote sick is why I missed so much school. What happened was, funny story actually. So I had this girlfriend, right? And well, I don't know how to say it. She wasn't the nicest person, and I guess I didn't really like her. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, what was I thinking? So we obviously, boyfriend and girlfriend, do stuff. Yeah. We've been dating for a couple of months. We did a couple of things, and she told me one day, she goes, so yeah, I have a really bad sore throat, so I won't be coming to yada yada for blah 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 amount of time. And she didn't end up showing up to school for a week, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe she just has strep or something. Maybe something's going down. And I found out later that she had mono. And I guess on her condition, it wasn't as bad because mono usually takes people out for quite a while. So for her side, it wasn't as bad because she was only out for a week, right? But how mono affects people, it's different on everybody. Everybody's immune system is different, and it can either wreck you or it can just be there and you'll like have a sore throat and you won't feel too much, and after the sore throat's gone you'll be fine. But what happened to me was after she got done with her sore throat, we started hanging out again because I felt like, oh, maybe she's okay, blah, 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 blah. Of course, we do boyfriend and girlfriend stuff. I made out with her a couple of times, not gonna lie. And apparently, you're still contagious after not like having any symptoms. So when I did all that stuff with her, right, I apparently picked it up from her, and I've never been so sick in my life. The first time what happened was I went to the doctor, right? Went to the doctor, having some back pain, having some chest pain, and just not feeling up to anything. Maybe my doctor thought, oh, maybe he has the flu, because I wasn't feeling well. My back hurt. Of course, where my liver and kidneys were, those were hurting because they were sore and enlarged. My doctor goes, oh, he probably has the flu. It's no big deal. Just let him stay at home a couple days for some bed rest. So my mom's like, okay. And I told her, like, it kept getting worse. Like, the pain wasn't going away, and I was sitting there, and I was like, okay, well, this isn't getting any better, so I think I need to go back to the ER and go talk to a doctor, because setting up a doctor's appointment on a weekend doesn't work like that, right? Ooh, get wrecked. Get wrecked, get wrecked. Am I gonna run this ball? Am I gonna run this ball? I'm gonna run this ball. I'm gonna run this ball. I'm not gonna run the ball. Okay, but back to the story. Anyway, I went back to the doctor. I believe it was a Friday night probably, give or take. And I'm like, yo, I'm just not feeling well. I'm still having pain all throughout my body. And he's like, all right, we'll throw you on a blood test. We'll see what's going on. And they ended up doing a blood test, and they said what his blood looks like is he has mono. Well, of course, that's kind of the conclusion that I was coming to after I found out that she had mono or whatever. And keep in mind, I didn't know she had mono up until after I had mono, because I didn't realize what she had was mono until I had it, because I was like, oh, she just has strep throat, and I didn't even think that she could have had mono. So at this time, I'm like, oh, mono, what a surprise, yada yada yada. And the doctor's like, he is severely dehydrated, and his liver and kidneys are in terrible condition. So I'm like, okay, just take some medicine, go home, rest, don't do anything for like a week or two. Doctor's like, no, we have to send you to the hospital in an ambulance. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, they want to keep you there for probably about a week to keep you hydrated through IVs and be able to feed you, since at the time, we gotta mention this detail, I couldn't eat anything. Like, anything I ate, I threw it up. And that's not really a huge part of mono, that's a very rare symptom, but I couldn't eat anything. I just throw it up, throw it up, throw it up, throw it up, instantly. So they had to feed me and give me water through an IV for a little while and do all that jazz and give me nutrients, whatever, I don't know, whatever they did. I was passed out 18 to 20 hours a day. I slept 18 to 20 hours a day. So I didn't know half of the shit that they were doing to me. So, after that happens, I'm just like, okay, this is... After I get into the hospital, I'm like, alright, cool, I'm feeling better, not doing so bad. Then later, about 3 days later, only 3, my throat starts throbbing in pain. Literally the worst pain I have ever felt in my entire life. It's shit you not, feels like somebody took a knife, stabbed it in my throat, and just started twisting it around like a little saw contraption. And I'm sitting here like, oh, this fucking sucks. It kept me up at night for 3 nights. And I'm sitting here and I'm waking up every hour of the night, drenching my sheets in sweat. Because I didn't know why I was sweating so bad. I go back to the ER. I'm like, guys, I can't do this. I don't know what's going on. I'm sweating. I'm soaking my sheets. I'm waking up by the hour because my throat hurts so bad. Anytime I try to say a word, my body's like, nope, don't do it. Otherwise, it's going to hurt. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. That's besides the point. So I go back. They're like, you need to go to the hospital again because you're only getting worse, yada, yada, yada. We couldn't help you the first time. So I'm sitting here like, are you serious? So it's like probably between, it was a little bit after the 3 days. So I'd say about 5 days after. I went back to the hospital, sat there, and they kept me there for about 4 to 5 days, give or take, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm going through straight hell. All the nurses are coming at me and they're looking at me like, what are you doing back here? And I'm like, oh, you know, it's only getting worse. Whatever you guys did didn't help me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm totally fine with the nurses. I mean, they were totally looking good. But that's besides the point. They're pretty good looking nurses, yada, 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 typical hospital stuff, right? Of course, I'm only 17, so they put me in a children's hospital. So I was a little spoiled. But, I don't know. I went to the hospital, yada, 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 got all that done. Come back home after I wake up one morning, just one morning. It was the last day that I was there. I wake up and I'm like, I don't feel a thing. Like, my throat didn't hurt whatsoever. Didn't feel any pain whatsoever. and I felt perfectly fine. I just wake up and I'm fine. But afterwards, I tried going to like, well, I didn't try going to school. My doctor told me to stay out of school for quite a bit. Like, my doctor said at least stay out for probably a month at this point, because they said anything that I tried to do physical activity wise, it was just gonna knock me on my ass. So I didn't do anything, and of course, me being this dumbass that I was, I tried going out to friends' houses and trying to hang out, and they knew that I had mono. They knew that all that was there, so they were super precautious. They didn't want to get it, and of course, can you blame them? It was like hell. So I'm sitting here like, okay. I go over to my friend's house. I'm there for about an hour, and I didn't really do anything. I sat on his couch and just sat there and just hung out, you know, with my friends. And I was like, yo. And they're like, what? And I was just like, I gotta go home, man. I'm tired. I'm weak. You could just feel it. It was terrible. It was the worst feeling I've ever had in my entire life. And my doctor calls back my mom. After I get blood work done a week later, they're like, yeah, his liver and kidneys are still really bad. Still keep him at home, yada, yada, yada. My mom's like, well, how bad is it? And the doctor, I'm not saying this just to say this. The doctor literally said it was the worst case of mono he has ever seen in his 15 years of being a doctor at that children's hospital. So, I mean, it was terrible. Worst pain I've ever felt. Worst. The absolute worst. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't describe it in words. Like, if I had to say anything, I would say it's probably going through like a saw trap, but like a numbed down version of a saw trap. You know? Like, okay, say I don't know how to describe it. The saw trap where they like crush your ribs if you breathe or something. With those two guys, I don't remember the movies all that well, but that kind of scene and that kind of pressure on my upper body, except like probably 4 times less the pain that they went through, because that was just, that's crucifying. But that's why I had all the time to do the videos, I guess, and that's why I was able to make videos constantly, I guess. Well, not constantly, but I didn't end up making videos up until like the last 2 to 3 weeks before I went back to school. And actually today was my first full day back at school. I've been back to school a couple of times, yada yada yada, doing makeup work. I missed the exams, actually. I missed the end of my first semester doing the exams, right? So I had to go back, go do that, go take the ACT and all that. So after I got caught up, I was fine. But that is why I was missing so much school, and that's why I had time to make videos, because after I started feeling better, I was making videos, getting caught up in school, yada yada yada. But now, I do have to apologize. I probably won't be making videos as often. I know it's, I don't have like a lot of viewers, and a lot of people don't like watch my videos too much. But for those of you who do, I do want to apologize, but I can't promise daily videos. At this point, I can't. What I want to do for a plan is, first thing I got to do is pay off my car. Obviously, that's number 1. Ooh, get psyched. And after that, I'm either going to buy the Astro A40s right away for my PlayStation, because I just like the A40s. Or I'm going to do the custom PC build with you guys like I've been talking about. So you guys choose which one I buy first. And if you choose the PC, put down some PC like specs and parts that you might want in that computer. So, because like I said earlier in my first video, if you guys want to go watch that, check out my channel and go down to the first video and watch it. I said that this channel is going to be about you guys, and it is. This channel is going to be about you guys, but I can't promise daily videos anymore, because I will be going back to work, and I will be going back to school. And if I'm back at work, that's takes up my entire day. I wake up at 6 in the morning, and I don't get done with my day until 10 at night. Some people, I know, like, I hear teenagers complain, like, oh, I gotta go to work, but they only work, like, 2 or 3 days of school week, and I'm working all 5 days of school week, and if I'm not working both days on the weekend, then I have a day off in the middle of the week. So, I mean, I'm working 6 out of 7 days a week, and it's all day long, so I get 1 day off pretty much a week. And I guess at my age, I have to earn money somehow, and I guess it's the job that I'm at. So, for those of you who don't know, I work at McDonald's. I know it's not exactly the thing I want to do. I'd prefer to actually do this as like a minor job. I know with X amount of subs and X amount of views, that's X amount of people watching your videos and X amount of people watching ads. And you get paid on YouTube through ads. So I would kind of like to make this as like a job instead of working at McDonald's, because as soon as I get any like a decent sized channel, I know people make probably $300 a month starting out, and that's probably a little bit less than I make at McDonald's, I guess. I probably make $3.50 a